All right, Silicon Oasis, Arizona. Thank you so much for hopping back on the Silicon Oasis Spotlight. Super stoked to have here with me today
Emini
of
Grangou Incorporated.
Grangou. I was always curious on how you pronounced the app, so thank you for clarifying.
Of course.
Emini, what's your background, man? How'd you get involved in the tech?
Yeah, for sure. So born and raised Nashville, Tennessee. Tech scene's not that big there, as in like Austin or Atlanta, like in the South. So there's been a lot of initiatives kind of like going into like, trying to push it in towards like a tech scene. So actually, I would say pretty early on, there's this program called Scratch from MIT, and it basically kind of like teaches you how to code like block by block sort of thing.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's like old, like it's no one uses it anymore. But anyways,
is it publicly available? Is it a school program?
I think it's still publicly available. Yeah. It was like mostly in like elementary schools to kind of teach kids.
I got a 5-year-old, so I'm super.
Yeah, you should look it up.
Super curious.
Yeah, scratch.mit.edu.
Scratch.mit.
It basically solidified everything, and then it taught you like the actual code. It was all like in Python and stuff. So like it kind of like actually taught you like what block that equals what, like, you know what I mean? It's like super cool. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into tech. Didn't know I wanted to get into tech, so that kind of happened later on in life. I just kind of stuck to the route. It wasn't until more like high school when I kind of figured out, I kind of like data science, because that was like what was trending back then. Oh, cool. Yeah, for me, like around like that 2017, 2018, 2019 era.
Gotcha,
Yeah, so I actually got into tech more that route. Super fun. Love data science. I was a like nerd anyway, so I love like the statistical aspects of stuff. I've always been good at math sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought I would just go, become a machine learning engineer.
That's funny. Okay,
yeah. It's so funny how it kind of just like transitions. But anyways, that was that.
I love that you say that, because my journey, very, very similar. I didn't learn about the world of tech until 2021.
Gotcha.
And it was totally by accident, but I was looking to get into grad school, looking to do more data-oriented stuff. So my undergrad was marketing. By the time I graduated, I was already married, already a kid. Right. I had already had a kid, sorry. I need to get paid more. Right? And data science was, in 2021, probably at its peak popularity. 2017, 2018, it was on the rise, and then it hit the peak around that time.
For sure.
2021, so I went into my degree. It was called quantitative management. So I learned R instead of Python. But, I mean, same structure, same types of ideas. And now I am where I am today. But it's funny because my plan was originally do that for 2 years, be a data scientist, and then just have a career from that. And it did not pan out like that at all. So I now work at a startup and now obviously do this nonprofit as well, right? Just kind of on the side. But it's exciting to hear that someone else had a similar-ish journey.
For sure. Yeah. It was so high. Like, it was like you had to do it. Yeah, it was like you had to do it.
It's like the best paid. It's
it was
future-proof XYZ, right?
Exactly. And then of course the world of entrepreneurship comes. But anyway, more towards that later. But so that was kind of the background. So I kind of like pretty much wrote my college essays about that aspect, and got into my dream school, Vanderbilt University.
Nice.
I wanted to stay local at the time. Really loved it. Obviously, it's a top 20 college, so I really, that aspect is great as well too. Just putting that out there. But yeah, and then it kind of just changed in college. That's like when everything started to flip, right? It was like, okay, I was taking the courses. I was like, okay, cool, like, okay, data structures, stuff like that, right? Yep. You start learning everything, and then you go, okay, well, like, it's cool to like learn it, but like, can we just like apply it, that sort of thing? Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of did my own thing. Like, just started, my own like projects on the side, got like really good on GitHub, just posting everything, that whole thing. And then, I kind of just flipped from there. And then I realized, okay, well, I'm making all of these like products, I'm writing these like research papers and stuff, but like, it would be like 10 times like, I guess, easier if I was able to actually learn how to, in a way, what's known as sales, but at the time it was like showcase that artwork, that showcase that. And so that's when I got like really deep into like more of like the sales side of it. So learned about software sales, learned about like the technical aspects of sales, things like that. And then that's when it was like, okay, cool. So if I can pretty much share an idea, market it to basically everyone, because the internet is, so easy to do that these days, then that was like, for me, that was like, okay, if I can do those things right there, then I could just like make a business out of it. And so that right there was like kind of like that when I kind of had that entrepreneur spirit, like going into it so deep, and I was just like, okay, this project to this project. At this time, I didn't know about like, how, incorporations work, or what's a C Corp or an S Corp or LLC. I didn't know any of that at the time. But the point was that like, that's when I started to get that vibe, that feeling that like, hey, I think I need to go this route, not the corporate route. Like that was just, I don't think that was for me, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Again, very similar in the terms of, I came from more of a comms background instead of a tech background.
Yeah.
And the point of quantitative management, in my essay I said, look, quants normally aren't good at communicating the immense value that they have.
Exactly.
The point of studying quantitative managent, and I said this in my essay, right? I went to NYU, which was my dream school. So that's cool to see. You're like, yes, dream school. And in that essay, I said, this is my goal for the future, because I feel like there's the disconnect between the world of tech from the people who are really in the data, in the trenches, let's say, right, the coders. Right. And then they have awesome ideas, and they just can't communicate that to a normal audience who doesn't care about R, Python, sequence, XYZ, right? And from there, it's honestly been a really good combination of both in the past 4 years. But it's just funny to see you tell a similar story from the other side of the coin. You went, well, I got the numbers, I got the quant stuff down.
Right.
Let's shift hardcore to the sales side. Super important, in my opinion. Totally underrated.
For sure. Totally. I could not agree more. Like, it's so underrated. Like, sales essentially changed me as a person, even. Like, obviously you hear about, like, the stereotypes of, like, the college kid, like, grinding, like, at those like Ivy League schools that are just like, always on their laptop, not social at all. But it also proved that like, hey, like those kids, they can do that. Like, I think if we taught sales, like the value would just be immense. Like, it would be so cool to see like, the changes that people make over time, because sales not only, because I think the biggest thing is like, in order to like, of course, share an idea to someone else, you kind of have to sell yourself first, right?
Yeah.
So you start to learn like more about yourself, like, what excites you. And then of course after that, then you learn like the basic sales, right? Of like teaching other, like not teaching, but showing other people.
For sure.
Their thing. So like, it's interesting. Like, I think sales like fundamentally changed like me in a way. I'm still like the same, but like, I'm able to communicate better. Like, I'm more confident in myself. Like, there's just so many like aspects that like I just didn't have before, if that makes sense.
If your game is to raise venture capital funding, and not just you necessarily, any founder building in tech looking to build a startup worthy of venture funding, each early stage investor at the earliest stages is always going to look at the personality of a person first, right?
100%.
I don't know how many true pre-seed investors there are anymore, but regardless of that, they're always going to look at team, product, opportunity. And team, if you're at the earliest stage and you have no other team members, they're going to see who you are as a character, what excites you, what you spend your time on.
Exactly.
And if you can't sell that, then...
Exactly.
Yeah, you kind of goes kaput in that scenario.
Even big name like VCs like Y Combinator, for example, even they say all the time, like they bet on the people. They never actually bet on the idea itself, right? Because you can always pivot, right? It might not go the plan that you might want it to happen, but like if the person's capable of, again, pivoting, taking rejection, learning from their mistakes, like all these fundamental sales skills, then again the opportunity is immense. They bet on the person, not necessarily like the idea or even the company, right? It's amazing. It's cool.
Love it, Matt. Love your story so far as well. It's pretty cool to go from A, B, C, seeing it go down like that. That said, what are you building now?
Yes, so I'm building Grangou. It is Haitian Creole for hungry.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a little play on words. It's like you're hungry for food and connection. If that makes sense? Yeah, it's like super cool. But the point of the app is it's a dating app that basically, instead of swiping on faces, you're swiping on dishes. So you swipe on dishes, then you match with someone, assuming, so like if you like sushi and let's say Sally likes sushi, right? Mm-hmm. Then you guys match. And then after that, you get to read their bio, stuff like that. And then the catch after the fact, once you guys, of course, match, the catch is you have 72 hours to actually go to a restaurant that's AI recommended. just like super cool. So
okay.
It obviously the AI is optimized for like, okay, like location, like is it like convenient for both places, the budget, things like that. It takes into account a lot of things. Obviously during the onboarding process, you're able to explain that. But of course, assuming you've already explained everything and you're like actually on the app, that's the point of it. And so that's the catch. The reason why we did that is because, again, like the problem with like just most dating apps in general right now is that there's no real like connection anymore. It's almost like if it's like gamified for like optimized for swipes. Makes sense. Like you're just playing a video game. You're just swipe. But like there's no like real like connection. Like, and also there's nothing to really talk about when you go on these dates. So we kind of eliminate that by like, hey, food is just a universal connector. Like anyone and everyone are like, no matter where you are, you can always relate to food. And so it gives you something to talk about. And then also the second part is that we're pushing for that in real life connection again, because the biggest thing we've heard so far when we were doing like our user, like just the user feedback, data, validation, things like that, was that people are like, especially Gen Z, like people like myself, just hungry for like connection. Like that's quite literally what we heard the entire time. It's just like, they're on dating apps and stuff, but like they're not leading to anything. Like they can't get matches, right? Like they're not able to express themselves properly, right? It's just like all these like external factors that kind of lead to that. Does that make sense? It's like,
it does. Cool. Yeah. Are there any statistics off the top of your head that you can point to where you can make the clear distinction between, look, traditional dating apps look like this, Grangou will make dating look like this?
For sure. The first one that pops in my head was, it was like crazy. It was like the average like Tinder user swipes 1,600 times in just 1 month alone.
1 month?
Alone.
Okay.
Yet, only 1% of them actually match. And then, of course, after that, once you match, you still have to like chat with them. Like, what are you doing tonight? All these different factors. That doesn't guarantee you a date. So we try to like pretty much, again, fast track that idea, or just skip the endless talking, the ghosting, like all of those aspects of that.
Yeah, I can
and
see
we're
that.
Just skipping that, and we're just getting to the point. Because I think, again, not necessarily I think, but what we've seen from like, again, our like validation, market validation, things like that, was that people just generally just want to actually just go out.
Right.
That's
really cool.
Yeah.
In those 72 hours, are the two users allowed to talk to each other, or is it more of a, hey, AI is going to plan this, reject or deny in 72 hours?
For sure. So they are able to talk. They still have time to communicate 72 hours. We give them a chat window. We're not like erasing the chat scene completely, like, right? Yeah, obviously, you got to prep like, hey, I'm wearing this.
the worst idea? Like,
you're not wrong either.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're not wrong either. But yeah, so I mean, we still want them to like, communicate to some degree, but again, the point is to really just emphasize the in real life connection. So it is considered a failed match if if you guys don't both meet at the restaurant. You have to like, in our app, you have to say, okay, we've met, like that sort of thing. Both have to click it, like click the button, we've met. Like if you don't do it, it's a failed match. And you actually kind of go down in the rankings. So our algorithms like kind of like push you down further, because again, we're pushing for those in real life connections. So just letting every user know, like in the future, don't get on this app if you're not really wanting to actually go on a date. Like that, it's like we're pushing for that. Like that's the only kind of like users we really want. People who are just actually hungry for that connection.
You mentioned doing some market validation, which great idea. Obviously, an important part of the app development, the business development process.
Right.
What have the people said? What have they loved most about this idea that you've put out into the world?
Well, okay, the first thing that came to my head was someone was like, why is this like not already a thing? Like, I'm just like, well, I mean, it could have been a thing. It's just like, again, the process, it's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole process to it, right? I mean, even when we first started, we've pivoted. Like, originally, the first idea was just like local restaurant. Like, we just wanted to like get users at every local restaurant possible. Then we realized, okay, well, I mean, it could work, but like what's something that could actually like get people together? Oh, like dating through food, matching people together. So we've already pivoted the idea once. So again, we're obviously open to pivot again. But the idea is that like that's what's like we really see that people truly want. Does that make sense? That was like the first thing. My AirPods. The second one, I would say, the second one is, once again, it's just like, okay, we already have it. The second one is just pretty much the aspect of like, well, like is this something that we like if this doesn't work out, what's next? So we get that a lot too. Like, okay, and then so of course we're actively figuring that out as well.
A couple of cynics out there then.
Of course, yeah. That's funny. Valid feedback. We need it. But yeah, I think those are like the main two like sides of the story. We're seeing like that. Wow, this is like amazing. Like I love it. We also see like that other side where it's like this is like Gen Z. Like this is for us rather than like other types of generations. Like they think it's like specifically just for Gen Zs because like again like this is like something that we truly need right now. And I have noticed as well too, it is kind of harder for older people to understand it. Not to be like that guy, but you get my point. It's harder for older people to kind of understand it, but like we get it because like we have this term like called big backs and stuff. Like like it's just like big we backs, are it's crazy. Like we like as a generation, I feel like we kind of are. Like it's so funny, but yeah, we love to eat.
What would, and this might not be fair that I'm asking you this because I've seen it around online. What would you define as a Gen Z range?
Ooh, okay. I would say after 1997. From 1997 up until 2012 is the cutoff. Like if you're born in that range. And then everything else, like 2013 after, that's like Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha, yeah.
Right. So, of course, like you hear the terms like ore farming or like. Yeah. So we even still use those words. We think it's cool too, but.
That's a wide range, right?
Yeah, you're right. We have to get Gen Alpha.
16 years of Gen Z is.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah, I would say I'm at the cutoff. It's the Zillennial is what I'm called, right? 1994 to 97, which is, I understand why millennials like their interests.
For sure.
Some of them are for sure cringe, as they would say, like as Gen Z would say. And then I still understand like the big back. I mean, I'm not going to say all of them because some of them are just not appropriate for a public audience.
For sure.
But I feel like it's a very broad range. And again, this isn't specifically about the Grangou app. More so, I've seen a lot of marketers, it's like a buzzword, right? They say, oh, we target Gen Z, when they really just mean 22 to 26-year-olds.
For sure. I honestly would argue that it's up until like 35 even.
Interesting,
like,
okay.
I would argue
my sister's 15, and she's technically Gen Z, but she does not, my CEO's Gen Z, and he's 27.
Right.
So it's like, I do not think, and this is, again, not a dig on you at all, right? It's just like the Gen Z marketing has always... I don't know. I guess as it goes up, the range kind of moves up with.
For sure. That's pretty accurate, actually. Yeah. I would. Okay. If I had to give a cut, like if I'm like, okay, these are the ideal audience we want on the platform. For sure. Yeah. Like we want 18 to 35. Like that's our range. If that makes sense.
Would that stay consistent even as they phase out of?
I do think. After 35, like, bro, what are you doing, sort of thing.
No, yeah,
like,
you know what I mean? I'm married. I've been married for, oh my gosh, almost 8 years now.
Exactly. But, you get my point. It's like, bro, okay, like, maybe try, like, I don't know, Match.com or something. I don't know. Like, try something else.
Bro, go back to MySpace. Right?
Back to MySpace, please. Or, But, yeah, I think 18 to 35 is the cutoff. And then next year we'll be, like, 19 to 34. And then we'll just, like, keep like, progressing as.
Right.
But, yeah. That's funny.
Nice. And how old's your team right now? I guess average age.
Yeah, average age. We are average 23.
Oh, nice. Yes. Okay. So
myself
living it, right? Not just talking about it, living it.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I mean, that's the only way to like truly. If you're gonna, especially in the consumer world, I feel like if you really want to build a product, you have to have a problem first, right?
Like problem you understand, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I personally got tired of the dating app scene. Like it was just like swipe. And it's just like it's not leading to anything. Like you know what I mean? Like you're having these conversations.
Actually, I don't. But
well, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't. But
I do. You don't. But yeah.
It was funny though because I was born in '94, right? I am old. Don't get me wrong. I think anything past 24, you're just ancient.
Okay, that's not that old, but okay.
You're an adult. 18. I think we. As a society, right? This might be way too out there. I think you're an adult at 18. I think you should have your stuff together by 22.
For sure.
And by 24, the reason I say this, right, is I grew up very first gen, right? First one in the family as well to kind of graduate college. And I remember being told since I was like 12, hey, like you're an adult. Maybe, again, it's an old person thing from the 90s where it's like, hey, if you're 12, you're a good young man. And by 16, you should be responsible for things.
For sure.
The reason I'm bringing that up at all, right, is during my era, it was very common to approach in person. It was just, that was the thing. The dating apps existed, don't get me wrong, but they weren't as popular. Would you say, and this is more of a market research insight thing, I guess not would you say, what effect and how much of a percentage, if you have this at the top of your mind, did COVID contribute to the increase of dating apps?
My gosh, insane amount. Like, even like you can just think of just Zoom alone. Like, if you even think of a platform like that, it's like everyone's like shifted towards an online presence, which is great because of course there's apps like, for example, there's meetup.com now, or like Discord or something like that, where you're able to, like, again, we can use these platforms online to eventually meet up in person, but no one wants to take that, like, let's go to a bar and meet a girl, right? No one takes that approach anymore, like, at all. Like, everyone's like, I'd rather just swipe and just, like, I hate to say this, but be lazy, you know?
And that's why I'm so curious, right? Because they existed when I was around. Sure, COVID happened, but would love your insights on how, because obviously, and I'm sure you've heard this before, dating apps are saturated, XYZ. 100%. I'm glad you're still building this, honestly.
Yeah.
So glad you're still building this. Would love, if you could, share a personal experience or the moment where you just went like, click. Yes, I need to solve this right now. Because I'm sure that story would be so relatable to anyone watching this podcast, right?
Honestly, I think we all get it. Like, it's just like it's just like that moment on Hinge or even Tinder. For me, it was Hinge. Okay. And it was just like texting the girl, and then I'm not kidding, 3 months, and I think it was like 12 or 13 days to be exact. 3 months and 12 or 13 days later, she responds, "Oh, so sorry, didn't mean to leave you hanging that long." And then at that moment, I was like, all right. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
it's like,
come on. Like, there's no way you haven't checked your phone.
So you're like 3 months, down to 3 days, 72 hours, right?
Yeah, it's like, all right. It's like for me, again, sales kind of taught me the aspect of getting to the point. It's just like, it's binary. It's like yes or no. Like, are you into me or you're not into me? Like, I'd rather you just come, like,
might be just
clean.
a guy thing. I mean, same by the way, but
for sure. And I'm just like,
what do you want for dinner? Yes or no?
Exactly.
Right? Go ahead.
You get it. It's just like, which one is it? And long story short, it's just we're trying to really eliminate that gray area right there. Like, there shouldn't be a need to wait 3 months to, like, respond back, right? That's why we're not laughing at
your misfortune. That just sounds wild to wait 3 months.
No, everything's great now, but it, like, the point was back then, right? That was the point. But yeah, we're trying to get rid of the gray area. I mean, I think that's quite literally the problem with dating apps today is that there's just so much room for gray area. Like, again, would you have done that if you were at a bar? Probably not. You get instant rejection or you get instant acceptance.
I like that a lot. I like how you call it gray area, right? But I largely believe that people just love being told what to do. Yeah. We pretend we have an internet where people are making their own choices.
Right.
But increasingly, that's just objectively not true. We have algorithms, we have ads, we have content that's constantly pushed onto each user, wherein they feel like they have options, and the reality is not that many, right? How many browsers can you think of? How many mobile options can you think of for phones, right?
For sure.
It's very limited, it seems. So why not try that in dating, right? Where you're just like, look, you either like sushi or you don't. 72 hours. Do you want to go on this date or not?
It's a very simple process.
I personally like that. I think it's cool.
People, and we've got to get traction for it. People, like, genuinely like the idea. Like, they just actually like it. It's one of those things.
Yeah, right? It's saying, hey, find this person for me. Find it with an interest, and then I'll say yes or no to that.
And we're not trying to also be that app where it's like a one size or one shoe fits all sort of thing. Yeah, right?
No. I like it.
It's just not. This app is just not for everyone.
A good tagline: get instantly rejected. How many guys would not love to? Like, I remember this was before even my wife. Again, this was an in-person approach, right, at a restaurant.
For sure.
Right, like this. I thought this girl was good looking. Whatever. Got her number and then texted her. Very lukewarm responses. Right. And at one point, it was like ghosting. And this is the thing. I don't believe in ghosting. I know it sounds... that is ancient. Don't get me wrong, right?
Right.
I don't believe in ghosting. And I literally just texted her like, hey, if you're not interested, tell me.
Yeah, just say it. Yeah.
I know anyone hearing that today would be like, that's psychotic, Josue. But I was like, hey, if you're not interested, just tell me. Right?
That's pretty valid. And maybe it's me too because like also it might be a Southern thing as well because I feel like that's very like common in the South as well. We're just like, hey, like just be just be intentional. Direct. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still learning the West Coast vibe, so we're trying to figure it out. Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. Yeah.
And I would have loved to have been instantly rejected. Like, don't give me just say what it is.
Yeah.
So if I heard of an app that said, hey, get instantly rejected, I'm like, yo, let's go, right?
Yeah.
Clears things up right away.
Exactly, yeah.
That's cool.
Straight to the point. Yeah.
I would ask why now, but you've explained a little bit of why now. Is there any other points, or are there any other points, that you'd like to touch on the importance of like the right now, why in 5 years, why in 10 years?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it's like, well, to start from the beginning, why now? Like, Gen Z is just tired of it. Like, they're just tired of being on these apps. They're just tired of swiping and scrolling, the endless texts, the endless chats, the endless, like, ghosting, right? All of these aspects. They are genuinely tired of it. Again, back to your point, we're just nudging them to actually make a choice. Pick something, right? That's all it is. It's a simple nudge to be like, hey, food's one of the easiest things you can just think of. Like, do you like sushi or not? It's like really that simple.
Yep.
That's like the why now. The 5 years, 10 years down the line, it should be like more of a platform for like, again, people who just genuinely want in real life connections, right? We are shifting towards a time when, we've battled through COVID. We've seen the aftermath of it now. We've adapted to the environment. Just bringing back those like viewpoints of like, hey, like we can use technology, AI, all of these things for, I know this sounds cliche, but for good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actually use that for like a purpose, rather than saying, oh, we're going to lose all our jobs to AI or back then it was like, we're going to lose all our jobs to these data scientists. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say Excel.
Yeah, Excel, right? Like we say this every time, but literally if you just look back in the history of time, every time we've had like a technological advancement, we've only been better as a society, not hindered at all. Like there's like probably like a few instances, there's some instances out there.
The guy who cleaned up horse poop on the streets definitely lost his job.
But
rip.
In general.
No, I get you. I get you.
That's the point. But I think that's the thing. Yeah.
A couple of quick fire questions that I'm sure a potential consumer has, because I have these as I'm listening to this. First of all, love the idea of making them make a choice. That's awesome.
Let's get to the point.
Will Gen Z always be the audience? Because if you're keeping it at a 19 to 29, let's say, range, right? That seems more of a young adult dating type of profile. Will it be Gen Alpha next, and then after that, or
yes? So
I'm
essentially,
guessing, Gen Z will be phased out.
Right, will be phased out. Ideally, if you're on our app, you're married.
Nice.
You and your wife really love that sushi. You really love, that the pho or the jerk chicken or whatever,
That's
right?
cool.
You guys are bonding over that forever. That is the ideal goal, of course. Like, how cool would that be? Yeah, we met on an app that like connects people through food. Like, can you imagine people saying that? It's like, to me, it's funny. Like, I think it's cool. But yeah, that's the idea. And then obviously over time, it'll be Gen Alpha, Gen, I don't know what's the next beta.
I don't know what
whatever.
To say. Well, okay, cool. Who pays for the meal?
Ooh, who pays for the meal? We've gotten that one a lot. And honestly, who pays for the meal is actually a very simple question. It's the person who first clicked on the profile. And we will actually show who like swiped first. So who swiped first? Who swiped on the dish first? That person we're going to suggest. Obviously, we're not going to make them.
Just force them.
Yeah,
come on,
the person
Sally.
That swiped first because you made the initial move. You like sushi first. You're on the platform first. So again, cut to the chase, get to the point, and actually, just do it. Just do it.
Just get them out there.
Just do it out there, right? So we are going to suggest it. We'll make like little jokes and like that.
Of course, just playful ways to suggest.
Right. Hey, you should do it.
If you like them so much. Just this time.
Yeah. You're the one who swiped first, right? Like just little stuff like that. But yeah, that's how we plan on doing that. That's a great question, though. And we've gotten that a lot, actually.
What if they always swipe first? It's just dishing out.
That's a lot of money right there.
Awesome. Hey. No, got it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I think those were the main two.
For sure.
Kind of came to mind, right? I mean, I always, again, just a dinosaur. If you're a guy, you always pay.
Yeah.
That's just how I grew up. Is there any, I know we're coming up on time here.
Of course, yeah.
Are there any last topics or things that you'd want people to know about the Grangou app?
Yeah, again, if the biggest thing, like in general, the overall like vision is if you are going to, ghost, if you're going to, like personally, I don't see. Apparently, there's people out there that just likes to swipe, maybe sort of thing. But if you're one of those people, the app just. It's just not for you.
So if you like the current apps, this isn't for you.
Yeah, this is just not for you. Like, these are for people who are literally and also emotionally and also physically hungry. Like, all of those things. Literally. Yeah, literally hungry. We're looking for that kind of audience. Gen Z, ready for something new, ready to actually connect with other people in real life. We are pushing for in real life connections. We are not digital. We're not that. We're just not that.
That's awesome.
We're using technology, the digital experience or the user experience, to actually like get into a in real life date. We're just using technology to basically aid us, to help us, right? But we're not going to be stuck in in the virtual land. That's not the goal here.
Funnily enough, the company I work for, right, the startup that I work for, I personally think it's going to be the next unicorn. I always have to say that because if you don't believe it, then why are you doing something like that? You should believe that Grangou is going to be an amazing, enormous success. It's greeting cards, print on demand, right?
Right.
Kiosk, you design it. 30 seconds or less, boom, card printed, designed the one you wanted.
Oh, so cool.
Fresh every time. We get the question a lot. Oh, is it digital? Can you send it digitally? And we say, no. That's terrible. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
E-cards and email, I don't think people still do that anymore. It had a moment where it spiked in 2006 to 2011.
Right.
But by and large, people love in-person experiences.
All the time.
My personal estimate, and it might be a hot take now because everyone was talking about the meta world, right, in 2021.
Right.
I've held this for about the last 10 years, is there's going to be an enormous resurgence of in-person events, XYZ, before we plow into the world of WALL-E.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get that right, though. Yeah. Sitting on chairs in a virtual land, I hope we don't. I don't like that at all. But I love solutions like yours because it says, look, we are pushing back against that.
Right.
We are being everything that isn't, essentially.
Right. Yes. Agreed.
Emini, this has been such a cool conversation, man.
Of course.
If there is a one-liner you'd love to leave the world with, what is that?
Just do it. Literally, not even trying to be cliche. Yeah, not even trying to be. Don't think, just do.
You can just do things.
The biggest thing, especially if you're young, especially have time on your side, right? That's the biggest thing. If you have an idea, just do it. Especially, I know this podcast is mostly for tech entrepreneurs, right? That's the audience. And I think, if you have the idea, just do it. There's nothing that's going to, of course, there's going to be can't controls. There's going to be things you can control, of course. But, there's nothing, as of now, there's nothing hindering you to do it, right? We're not especially, again, if you're my age and not married or anything like that, we have so much time on our hands, right?
Yeah.
Why not just spend that time, building the app that you want, or it doesn't have to be an app, but just anything related to, solving a problem, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the biggest thing, is that we can solve so many problems just by doing, not just allowing, I'll do it when I feel like it, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I think, especially if you live in the United States, you have good health, you have quite literally the world at your fingertips. I just can't believe how many people think that they're stuck in some are in bad scenarios, don't get me wrong.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If you, I don't know, health issues, parents pass, stuff gets really rough.
Again, can't controls, right?
Yeah, can't controls, thank you.
Yeah.
But you can still do something. You can still do something.
There is something.
Yeah, you've told me a little bit about your background. Don't know if I've shared much about mine, but it doesn't sound like either of us come from traditional tech backgrounds. Yeah, we got to go to our dream schools. Yeah. Got to be involved in the world of tech now.
That is true, yes.
It can, and I hate throwing, the minority card, but
Right.
I mean,
it's
but
true.
We got,
true.
we're on our way. I'm not saying we've done it, we've made it, but my personal belief is that if you're willing to outwork everyone else and just, like you said, just do it.
Just do it.
You'll win somehow.
For sure.
Somehow, right? It might not be in the vision that you originally planned, right? 3-4 pivots.
Right.
12 pivots.
Right.
But if you outworked people and you work passionately, you'll win somehow.
100%.
Emini, any last things? This was awesome, man.
That's it. You guys know what to do. Silicon Oasis. Let's do it, guys.
If you want to get rejected instantly, please check out the Grangou app. Where can people find you, Emini?
Yes, grangouapp.com. We're also on TikTok, the Gen Z thing right there. And we're basically on every other social media, but definitely the TikTok for sure.
Grangou, how do you spell that?
Gragou. And then grangouapp.com.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to this edition of the Silicon Oasis Spotlight, and we will catch you next time. Nice.